What is going on, everybody? Zac Graham here for FTN Daily, talking about our new sponsor, Sorare, and previewing Game Week 43 on the NBA side of things. If this is the first time you're hearing about Sorare, let me take a second and tell you a little bit more about them. Sorare is a sports fantasy game and marketplace featuring officially licensed digital player cards from the NBA, MLB, and global football. 300 plus clubs from the world's top football leagues. With Sorare, you own and build teams, buying, selling, collecting, and trading officially licensed digital player cards, and compete with them in fantasy games to win rewards week over week and season over season, just like professional sports owners and general managers. Rewards include player cards and real life rewards such as tickets to games, autographed jerseys, NBA League Pass, gift cards, and more, bringing physical and digital sports together. So where's the future of fantasy sports taking ownership to the next level? A true dynasty game in which players own their cards forever. And as a user of Sorare from the start of this NBA season, I can tell you it's a blast. And I like the fact that I get to carry my cards over, not just from this season to this season's NBA playoffs, but to next season as well. And if you sign up through our link in the description of this video, you will receive one free limited card with the purchase of 5 cards on the primary market. So without further ado, let's jump in here. You see that's the primary market there on my screen. Plenty of filters there to search for the players that you are looking to purchase and add to your teams. Of course, if you sign up at Sorare, this is your first go around, they're going to give you a pack of common cards to get you started. So whether you're looking to jump into the limited, the rare, the unique tier of contest, you can explore more of that on the Sorare marketplace and in their game lobby. But for right now, let's just talk game week 43. Again, with Sorare NBA, there are 2 game weeks per calendar week. So starting on Monday and running through Thursday, all of the NBA slate. And then another game week for the weekend, starting with Friday's games and going through Sunday evening. So again, Monday, March 20th, game week 43, spanning from tonight, to Thursday night's NBA action. Let's get into some of the plays that I like to go out and get on the marketplace if you don't already own these cards. Steph Curry's got a 49 cap this week with 2 games on the schedule versus the Rockets and the Mavericks, both bottom third in defensive rating over the last month. And obviously, Steph Curry's been a little bit up and down lately, but we know the ceiling he possesses, and you're getting a little bit of a discount there with that 49 cap compared to some of the other elite options in the league. Surprise, surprise. You see my namesake there. Kawhi Leonard also sitting at a 49 cap with 2 games against OKC this week and a day of rest in between. So I don't have much concern about Kawhi sitting out, a potential back-to-back here because there is that gap day between the matchups against OKC. You can also get Paul George for 43 cap, so that's not a bad play either. But if I'm looking in the low 40s range, give me Julius Randle. He's at a 42 cap. The Knicks have 3 games this week. Not a great schedule. Wolves, Heat, and the Magic on tap. But we know Julius Randle is going to play big minutes for this Knicks team, and you're getting a little bit of a cap discount there with just a price of 42 on the Big Bear this week. Let's look to some more value plays here, and we will turn to the marketplace. Jonas Valanciunas, just a 22 cap, 2 games this week for the Pelicans, and if we search by lowest price here for Jonas, you can see you can get a Jonas Valanciunas limited right now for about $18. The 2 matchups for the Pelicans this week, Spurs and Hornets. 2 of the best matchups in the league for opposing centers in real hoops and fantasy terms. So I like Jonas Valanciunas, especially with the willingness from Coach Willie Green over the last 2 games against a similar easy matchup in Houston, where we saw Jonas Valanciunas unleashed minutes-wise. If he gets anywhere close to that 30-minute mark that we saw against Houston this past weekend against San Antonio and Charlotte, you're going to want Jonas Valanciunas in your lineups this week. And speaking of the Hornets, Nick Richards, with Mark Williams still out, is at a 20 cap with 2 games this week. We like that Pacers matchup to start the week a little bit better than the Pelicans coming to town later on in the game week, but just a 20 cap for Nick Richards as he had a little bit of a down week this past week, blowout and then foul trouble against Joel Embiid. $6.50, I believe, was my last look at Nick Richards. We can double check here in the marketplace. $6.66, $6.84, so just under $7 there if you want to pick up a Nick Richards card. And then let's get into the bargain basement here, especially once you get into the contender type of contest with a lower cap. Lauri Markkanen is out tonight, and obviously the Jazz kind of hurtling towards the lottery at this point of the season. So Simone Fontecchio, 16 cap with 2 games this week against the Kings and the Blazers. So certainly some worse matchups to be had out there in the association right now. If we look at my former EuroLeague guy here in Fontecchio, pretty cheap, about $10.50 right now is the low ask on him. Is that price has been coming up as the day has gone along after Lauri Markkanen was ruled out. Over the last 4 games, Fontecchio a floor of 16 Sorare points and has exceeded 30 twice. So in a pace-up matchup against the Kings tonight, I like him at that 16 cap for a little bit of a bargain, or a value play, I guess I should say, because you want to talk about a bargain. This play for me is not just for game week 43, but going throughout the rest of the regular season. Blake Wesley, rookie for the Spurs, he's got a 14 cap here on Sorare this week. You can have a Blake Wesley limited card for less than $4 right now. And matchups against the Pelicans and the Bucks this week, maybe not the sweetest matchups in the world, but again, this is a cheap player that should see a larger role as we continue to get towards the end of this abysmal San Antonio season. And as they want to make sure they don't fall out of that bottom 3 for their lottery odds to get Wembanyama this summer, more Blake Wesley should be in the cards, no pun intended. I like picking up a Blake Wesley card, not just for this week, but to finish out the NBA regular season. And the real dumpster dive here in terms of a cap. Let's take a look at Kai Jones. I know you probably don't want to stack he and Nick Richards together here, but Kai Jones, as the Hornets, also trying to get back into that bottom 3 after winning too many games in the middle of the season there. Kai Jones been getting some more time over the last few weeks with Mark Williams out and Mason Plumlee now in Los Angeles. Just a 9 cap with those 2 games against the Pacers and Pelicans. And Kai Jones put up some significant scores here in garbage time for the Hornets in 2 of his last 3 games. So I like getting Kai Jones. Similar thought process to Blake Wesley there. The Hornets have all the incentive in the world to give Kai Jones some elevated minutes here down the stretch. So another card that I like picking up for relatively cheap. You see the floor of about $5 there on his limited card. And I like having that card in my arsenal here as the season winds down in mid-April. Let's also build a common lineup here. I've been playing Sorare this entire year, so I've got a little bit of an arsenal here in terms of my common card collection. And this can give you a little bit of a view into how you build a lineup on Sorare. So some contests have an MVP designation on your highest capped player, which means that player will not count against your cap in that particular contest. So here in the common pickup contest, you have a 120-point cap and an MVP spot. So that that highest cap player will not count. I know I gave out Kawhi and Steph as some nice plays at the 49 cap, but because I have that MVP spot here in this common contest, let me lock in Joel Embiid, 59 cap, chasing that MVP, one of the most consistent fantasy assets throughout this season, but especially here down the stretch. And that 59 does not count against my cap. So I've got some room to work with, and I will go down to that cap of 42 on Julius Randle with 3 games this week, slot him into my lineup. I'll also go to another guy we talked about a few minutes ago in Jonas Valanciunas. Luckily enough, I have these common cards in my collection. 22 cap on Jonas Valanciunas with the 2 great matchups. Love that play this week. And then let's do another one that I talked about. Kai Jones. I've got him sitting here with that 9 cap. So I don't have a Nick Richards common. I actually do have that limited card. You may see me play him in my limited contender contests in this game week. And then using that Kai Jones discount with just a 9 cap, I've got 47 points in cap space to work with. And so I've got a lot of options here. You see Devin Booker, Jaylen Brown, Donovan Mitchell's got 2 games. I talked about Paul George as a nice little pivot at a discount away from my guy, Kawhi Leonard. But I can get 1 game of Giannis Antetokounmpo. I click on the little info icon here. It's a matchup against the Spurs on Wednesday. The Bucks are resting Monday and Tuesday. They have a night off on Thursday. No reason for Giannis to not get full time here. And even in a likely blowout of San Antonio, give me Giannis at just that 46 cap to round out this common lineup. I submit it. I'm ready to go. You see the other common contest here, common all offense this week. Only your offensive points are going to count towards your score. Limited, contender, champion, and all defense available. And then if you want to jump up into that rare, super rare, or unique tier, all you got to do, again, go purchase your first 5 cards on the primary market. If you sign up through the link in the description of this video, you're going to get a free limited card after the purchase of those first 5 cards. So again, if you have any other questions about Sorare, especially on the NBA side of things, don't hesitate to hit me up on Twitter at KawhiisenbergDFS or in the FTN Discord channels. You can always tag me in there if you've got questions about Sorare, whether it's about how the game works, a question about the marketplace, training teams, things like that. Do not hesitate to reach out. And I'll be back on Friday previewing Game Week 44, and I hope to see you here. Good luck in Game Week 43, and I'll see you on Friday. Goodbye.